She'd never been afraid to chart her own course.
She actually was a long-distance truck driver.
She was a diva behind the wheel.
Girl, I'm heading to Houston this time.
She was very independent.
Until she found her ride or die.
He was Mr. Right, he was Mr. It.
She was so excited.
All she ever wanted was to find that person.
Everything was really lining up.
But then she suddenly vanished.
Please record your message.
Please give me a call.
I had attempted to call her at least 5 times.
She didn't show up to work. They hadn't seen her.
The family had legitimate concerns.
She wouldn't just disappear like that.
She's not responding to anyone.
And when she finally does, the mystery only deepens.
They got one text message.
It said she was going to the casino.
Maybe this is just her out having a good time.
Or was the truth what everyone feared?
When the door opened, the smell just hit me.
We could all smell it.
Worried. In big towns like Dallas and the suburbs around it. It's a separate town, but when you travel and somebody asks you where you're from, you would say, I'm from Dallas.
It's mainly residential. You had like 1 or 2 places where you could go and hang out, but there was no nightlife.
Most people do go to Dallas or Fort Worth for their major entertainment. You know, see a ball game, go to a concert, go to a club.
But that afternoon, DeSoto resident Kizzy Richardson Walker hasn't gone into Dallas for a club or concert. She's gone missing.
At the tone, please record your message.
Kizzy, it's me. Give me a call, please.
Friends hadn't talked to her. It was uncharacteristic of them not talking to her on a daily basis. And it had been some days.
Please record your message.
Please give me a call.
So after trying to call several times and because she's not responding to anyone else, I left her another message. And the message to her was, hey, I'm extremely worried. I'm gonna give you 30 minutes to an hour to call me back. And if you don't call me back, we're going to the police.
It is not like Kizzy to be out of touch and not having spoken with her. So she decides to go ahead and make a call to the police.
DeSoto Police.
Hi, I'd like to report a missing person.
Okay.
Even if we were mad at each other, if one of us called, we were automatically gonna answer.
Even more troubling, Kizzy has missed work.
She's a truck driver.
She loved the job. If she didn't show up to work and she was supposed to be there, something was wrong. I got a hold to her dispatcher, and she told me she was supposed to be there, and she didn't show up. They hadn't seen her.
That wasn't like Kizzy. That's not who she was.
She wouldn't just disappear like that.
At this point, I know something is wrong.
Kizzy Richardson never met a stranger.
Kizzy was very, very playful and outgoing, and she wasn't afraid. Life with Kizzy was adventurous. It was always a good time. We always found a way to laugh and just have fun with each other.
Kizzy's heart is bigger than Texas.
Kizzy also wasn't afraid to follow her passion.
Kizzy absolutely loved driving.
She has a great aunt that drove school buses, and so as a child, she used to play like she was a school bus driver.
What Kizzy loved the most was bikes. She loved motorcycles, enjoyed the biker clubs and the drag strips.
She eventually parlayed her love of motorsports into a career.
When the opportunity came, she decided that she was going to go to driving school.
She worked very hard to make sure that she was building a very solid foundation for herself.
It was a 9-week program to learn about driving trucks.
It's a male-dominated field, but Kizzy didn't care.
She was excited about driving trucks, and she looked good doing it. She was a diva behind the wheel.
She was definitely a pretty truck driver. She still wore her makeup, her sundresses, her little flip-flops. When you see her, you would never think that she actually was a long-distance truck driver.
But appearances aside, Kizzy had found her calling.
She loved driving trucks, 18-wheelers. That's kind of where, she seemed the most happiest is when she was driving.
She loved having the opportunity to be on the road, the different places. There were times that I was traveling for my job, and so we would call each other just to see, how far away was she.
I actually would talk to her on the road.
Hey, sis.
Where are you headed this time?
Girl, I'm heading to Houston this time.
It'd take 4 hours to get to Houston and then 4 hours back. So we would be talking about everything and then some. We would talk the whole 8-hour trip.
Everything's looking good. Heading out.
Yet as much as she loved being a long-haul trucker, there was something missing.
Kizzy was a strong, independent woman, but she still wanted that opportunity to have that romantic, loving relationship.
All she ever wanted was to find that person to give her love to.
She also wanted a family.
Kizzy loved family. She wanted to create her own. And who could blame her? That's something that we all want.
And in March of 2010, when Kizzy saw Greg Walker's profile on a dating app, he checked all the boxes.
Ooh, yeah, he is cute.
Greg is an older man. He does have a daughter, and he seems to be more mature, more established, ready to settle down.
Kizzy wanted kids of her own. And so to already meet someone that had a daughter, that was nothing for Kizzy. She loved kids.
He was the one that she had always dreamed of. He was Mr. Right. He was Mr. It. He said all the right things. He did all the right things.
They also had a lot in common.
He drove trucks too, so I thought, okay, well, that's good.
Kizzy was very excited, going on and on about how handsome he was, and they were really rocking.
And before long, Greg proposed.
Will you marry me?
You mean it?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Their affair was actually very fast. Within the first 3 months, they were just going off and basically eloping.
We went and had dinner, and she showed me the ring and all of that, and she was elated. I was happy that she found somebody to love her. She's beautiful. Okay, let's get it. I was happy to see her future unfold.
After the wedding, Kizzy moved in with Greg and his little girl.
Hey, baby.
She actually had an awesome relationship with his daughter.
Yeah, purple.
Ooh, purple. You love purple.
Red.
She and I used to go shopping. We went and brought her all clothes, made sure she had hair bows.
She really cared about her, so there was nothing for her to have a nurturing spirit with his daughter.
So everything was really lining up for Kizzy. It was nice seeing her happy like that.
But now, 6 months after saying I do, Kizzy has dropped off the face of the earth.
Give me a call, please.
I had attempted to call her at least 5 times.
Yolanda's next call is the police.
DeSoto Police.
One of the myths about a missing person is that you have to wait 24 hours to report them. That is not the case.
There wasn't a day that went by that she wasn't in communication with some close friends and family. So the fact that communication ceased was suspicious to people close to her.
I knew it wasn't good. I knew something bad had happened.
Because Kizzy's sudden silence isn't the only cause for concern.
I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but Kizzy and her husband are going through a divorce.
Who this dude?
She'd found the person she wanted to spend the rest of her life with.
I was happy Kizzy found somebody.
All she wanted was to be loved.
She needed that love, the caressing, the thinking that you have someone that has your back.
But now, 6 months after her wedding, Kizzy has mysteriously disappeared.
Okay.
And police have just learned she was in the midst of a divorce.
Do you know what went wrong?
I think they just moved too fast.
They met on a dating site and they were dating for a month. The next month is when they decided to get engaged.
To the best of my knowledge, the separation was amicable.
And according to Kizzy's friend Yolanda, they were still sorting things out.
She told police that on the day she went missing, Kizzy was planning to meet Greg at their old apartment.
Kizzy said that she was going to Greg to give him back a laptop that he had brought her. To say that, hey, I'm gonna give you back the gift so that you're not mad saying I owe you anything.
Yolanda's story provides a key piece of information for the police.
But I gave it to you.
Greg would have been the last person that Kizzy would have talked to.
But does that mean he had something to do with her disappearance?
You have to factor in everything. For every missing person case, you have to look into the background and the family and the friends saying, hey, we haven't heard from her. It's not like her.
After talking to Yolanda, the report is passed off to detectives who start by dropping by Greg's apartment.
It started out like, hey, we're just gonna go see if we can find her, you know, try to find out where she's at.
But when they knocked on Greg's door, there was no answer.
So they just decide to go ahead and leave a note and say, get back to us when you can.
Then, while waiting to hear back from Greg, the detectives follow up on what Yolanda told them.
I did speak with Miss Richardson's employer, and they were very concerned. It was very out of character for her to miss work.
We started looking at bank records and her cell phone.
Okay.
They even reach out to the dealership where Kizzy had recently bought a car.
Yes.
When you buy a new car, it's not uncommon for a dealer to ask you if you want tracking on your vehicle for theft recovery or any number of reasons. We did call the dealer, and fortunately, they did have a tracker on it, so we had them activate that tracker.
Detectives are still waiting for the results of the trace when Kizzy's estranged husband suddenly shows up at the station.
Thank you for coming down to talk to us today.
No problem. When I found out she was missing, I came right here.
Greg genuinely seems like he is interested and wants to help.
The detectives start by asking Greg about his relationship with Kizzy.
We were trying to develop a rapport, making small talk, trying to find common ground.
What he tells detectives lines up with what they've already heard from Kizzy's friend, Yolanda.
He advised that they had met on a dating site. They hadn't known each other very long.
He was also surprisingly upfront about why they had split.
He said he loved her, but he wasn't in love with her, but she was good to his child, so he wanted to stay with her.
She has become very close with his daughter.
I thought that would be enough.
But it wasn't?
No.
He had said their relationship was rocky.
What were the biggest issues?
Well, I mean, she was always gone.
Kizzy was a pretty independent woman, right? Her profession calls for her to be out on the road for a couple of weeks.
You guys fight about it?
We argue, yeah.
And now the detectives want to know if those arguments have anything to do with Kizzy's disappearance.
When was the last time you saw her?
He tells police it's been a couple of weeks, probably September the 25th, when we went to a wedding together.
When was the last time you talked to her?
3 days ago, at 9 a.m. She said she would come by and grab a few things.
But according to Greg, Kizzy never showed.
I called her on the phone, but there was no answer.
Greg said he was worried at first.
But then I saw a post she made on social media.
What post?
He said it was a post she made the night she supposedly disappeared.
She had made posts that she's going to a casino in Oklahoma with another man.
When questioned about her disappearance, Kizzy Richardson Walker's estranged husband Greg tells detectives he believes she's gone to Oklahoma with another man.
He said that Kizzy had made a post on social media that she was going to a casino in Oklahoma.
From her page on Friday.
The Facebook post did say at the casino.
Could that explain why Kizzy's gone silent?
Is Kizzy on a weekend rendezvous somewhere, just out having a good time?
She was done. She wanted the divorce.
Maybe this is just her wanting to take some time to herself.
Okay, thanks for coming in. I'll see you out.
When the detectives follow up with Kizzy's family, there's more evidence that the missing woman is merely on holiday.
They got one text message from her phone saying, I'm in Oklahoma and I'm at a casino and I'm winning money.
Hoping to verify the social media post, the detectives contact the casino in hopes of reaching Kizzy.
However, according to the front desk, there was no one staying at the hotel under Kizzy's name.
It was a red flag.
Or could the room be reserved under the name of the mystery man mentioned in the social media post?
Is this new man responsible for her disappearance?
Thank you very much.
Before the detectives can dig any deeper into the man's identity,
This is Garza.
they hear back from Kizzy's car dealership. According to the GPS tracker, her car was in Dallas.
Okay.
Kizzy's vehicle was located in an area of Dallas that it's not a great area.
When the detectives meet the Dallas PD at the GPS location, it appears that the car has been abandoned.
The car license plates had been taken off, windows were rolled down, keys were on the console.
It also appears to have been recently cleaned.
Now, whether it was cleaned before when Kizzy had it, we don't know.
But what's most suspicious for detectives is what's missing from the trunk.
The spare tire cover is removed. And what's even more alarming is the carpet under the bottom of the trunk is gone.
We're starting to gather really quickly that this is not just a missing person, that we were working a homicide.
And if the killer had transported Kizzy's body in the trunk, that could explain the missing carpet and the spare tire cover.
It could also explain why the car had ended up in a high crime area with the keys inside.
It was staged there. It was pretty obvious.
The intention was to have that car stolen, have someone do something with that vehicle so that someone else could be blamed for what happened to her.
But if that was the plan, it backfired.
The car sat there for 2 or 3 days.
It was unlocked, keys were in it, but nobody touched it.
I think anybody who looked in there thought, oh, wow, this is a setup.
Hoping the car would reveal what happened to Kizzy, the forensics team searches it for DNA and prints.
The detectives also searched the surrounding areas for surveillance cameras.
Both efforts come up empty-handed.
There were no cameras in the area, and the car had been too thoroughly cleaned to provide any useful evidence.
Much like the detectives, the discovery of Kizzy's car leaves friends and family fearing the worst.
She wouldn't have just left her car like that. I knew it was foul play.
But if something terrible had happened, who was to blame? Once she hears that Kizzy's car has been found, her sister reaches out to detectives with some disturbing information.
Understand you have some information about Kizzy.
More so about Greg. He was jealous and very controlling.
It was in the finances, especially when she started making more money than he was. She drove the big 18-wheeler. He drove locally. So I think it was a shot at his manhood.
For a person, a man who wants power and control, that's not going to work. Because clearly I can't control you if you are pretty independent.
It did something to him. It didn't bother her. In her mind, she was taking care of the family. She was doing her part and being, productive in the family. He didn't see it that way. It was like a competition.
According to Kizzy's sister, Greg had found a way to assert his dominance.
He was violent. He would make threats.
His behavior is very abusive.
Kizzy told detectives that the missing woman's estranged husband, Greg, was threatening and abusive.
As far as Greg's behavior, everything was a red flag for me.
Greg Walker was definitely the family's #1 suspect.
Kizzy's sister tells detectives that it was Greg's behavior that led to the divorce.
The main factor in her leaving was his abuse.
It started off verbally, but it actually went to physical very quickly.
So she left him?
Not at first.
Instead, she'd mostly kept Greg's abuse hidden.
Kizzy was very private. She didn't share a lot. She didn't talk very much about her private life and relationships. That was kind of like a mystery.
But her silence didn't stop the abuse.
Things began to get gradually worse and worse.
How?
He was sure she was cheating on him.
Kizzy had a lot of cell phones, and she never threw the old ones away. So he decided while she was on the road that he was going through her old stuff
Greg starts going through the messages and he becomes absolutely irate.
He was jealous.
And when Kizzy came home from the road, he was waiting.
He accused her of cheating and having an affair.
Those are old phones, Greg.
Kizzy lets Greg know these messages are from prior to us getting married. But Greg is not hearing it.
You think I'm stupid?
He will not let it go.
And that's why he pulled the knife.
You even think about leaving me? I will kill you.
After Kizzy revealed the true nature of her relationship with Greg, her sister says she urged Kizzy to end the relationship.
I told Kizzy, he's showing you himself. You have to trust what he's showing you.
For once, Kizzy had stopped laughing off Greg's behavior.
She stayed with me. She would be home for weeks at a time or gone for weeks because she did long hauls. So I just kept her stuff. We kept in contact and just kept checking on each other.
As far as Kizzy's family knew, that was the end of it.
We did not really see her going back over there. All the conversations were, I'm done with him.
But Kizzy hadn't made a clean break. And on the day she disappeared, she'd supposedly gone by Greg's apartment.
She had a conversation with one of her friends and told her, I'm going to the house, I'm going to get the rest of my stuff.
When the abuser knows that the victim is no longer in the home, but their things are there, they are going to use that as ransom. That is still about the control.
It was the last time anyone heard from Kizzy.
Now that detectives know how abusive Greg has been, they doubt it's a coincidence.
The more we learned about Greg Walker, the more we had a viable suspect.
We're going to do everything in our power to resolve this.
Okay. I'll see you out.
To detectives, that appears even more true when they look into Greg's criminal history.
What they find is even more alarming than what they even figured.
Everything we found in his past, there was a pattern of behavior of being violent with females.
He'd even pulled a knife on another woman, the mother of his child.
He had actually cut her, and she stumbled out of the door. They were in an apartment complex, and she was able to alert some neighbors.
Had something similar happened to Kizzy.
Knowing that he's already threatened her with a knife once, his propensity for violence is already there.
It's a long way from enough evidence for a murder charge, but the record search does give detectives a way to put pressure on Greg.
He did have an outstanding warrant for his arrest.
Armed with the warrant, the detectives descend on Gregory's house.
We knocked on his door, and I'm sure he looked out the peephole and thought, oh my God, what are they doing here?
Good afternoon, officers. Have you found Kizzy?
No, I'm afraid not.
But whatever happened to her, they are now certain that Greg had something to do with it.
When the door opened, the smell of cleaning products just hit me in the face.
Kizzy Richardson Walker's disappearance knock on her estranged husband Greg's door. They suspect they've stumbled upon a crime scene.
When Greg entered the door, the detectives were met with a strong odor of cleaning products.
I've smelled clean homes before, but this was so overpowering.
But we have an outstanding warrant for your arrest.
No, that warrant's no good.
The detectives placed Greg under arrest for the outstanding warrant.
It was a felony warrant, so we were able to immediately take him into custody.
I'm telling you that warrant's no good. I can prove it.
He was insistent that this was a mistake, all this was taken care of, and he indicated to us he had some paperwork inside that would show that there was no warrant for him.
Where are the papers?
Inside.
Take him to the guard.
Yo, y'all making a big mistake.
We agreed to enter his apartment and gather this paperwork that he wanted to provide us.
Of course, that isn't all the detective does.
This was an opportunity for us to walk inside that apartment, and at least we would know if our victim, our missing person, might be there.
There's no trace of Kizzy inside the apartment, but there are plenty of signs that Greg is up to something.
Furniture had been pushed up against the walls. It looks like the carpets were wet. You know, you could tell there was a major cleanup job going on.
We're gonna need CSI.
I remember looking at Sergeant May and I said, this is not good.
I think I said, "You killed her."
But can the detectives prove it?
We got a search warrant for that apartment and brought a physical evidence section in to do forensic investigating.
It's extremely hard to completely clean up. Blood is a protein, so you may be able to get the color out, but you can't get the protein out.
Hoping to reveal the telltale stains, the forensic team uses a chemical called luminol.
Luminol reacts with proteins in the blood and glows under ultraviolet light.
So what you do with that, once you spray that on there, you turn off the lights and you hit it with a blue light.
Under the blue light, the results are undeniable.
That room glowed.
It was just blue. The whole place was just lit up.
The carpet isn't the only place detectives find incriminating evidence.
There's a lot of stuff in the living room, and it looked like there was fluid or something everywhere. We did a presumptive blood test, and it did come back as human blood.
Now convinced that Greg killed Kizzy, the detectives haul him into the interrogation room and confront him with what they found.
But Greg isn't about to crack.
We know you did it. We know you killed Kizzy.
I'm not talking without a lawyer.
Once he invoked his right to have a lawyer, then we were done talking to him. We knew we were just going to have to prove this case with the evidence.
And the evidence against Greg becomes even stronger when detectives receive Kizzy's cell phone records.
The records revealed the truth behind the social media posts Kizzy supposedly made from the casino in Oklahoma.
It was actually being made from Gregory's apartment. So it wasn't at any casino.
They were not from her. They were from Greg, where he was trying to act like he was her.
Comparing Kizzy's phone records with Greg's, their movements after she went missing also offer a clue to where detectives might find her.
They were able to track their cell phones together from Texas through Louisiana and stopped in Mississippi.
The detectives believe Kizzy is somewhere along that route.
Greg drove across East Texas, Louisiana, and into Mississippi, so there's no shortage of woods to dump a body.
We put a bolo, which is to be on the lookout for, between Dallas and Florida on the highway system.
We had to go wide.
We needed to find her, whether she was alive or not.
And on October 22nd, 1 week after Kizzy disappeared, the Bolo produces a possible lead.
This is Garza.
We got a message from Mississippi.
They had a unidentified Jane Doe that had been burnt on the side of the road.
The body is an African-American female around the age of 30 years old.
Have just received word that authorities in Mississippi have recovered a body that could be the missing long-haul truck driver.
The body was that of an African-American woman in her late 20s to early 30s, but she had been badly burned.
They had sent photographs the best they could, and it was difficult because we couldn't identify her.
At least not from the photos.
A couple of detectives went to Mississippi and took DNA samples from the medical examiner's office and brought them back to Dallas County.
My sister called me and she said the FBI had come and asked if Kizzy had a hairbrush or anything at her house, and they took it. They wanted that for DNA.
And they did confirm that it was her.
Once detectives confirm that Kizzy's been found, they break the devastating news to her family.
And just remember them saying they found Kizzy and she's not alive, and I just lost it.
We didn't tell them what her body condition was in. We just told them that she was deceased. It's a hard thing to do to tell somebody that your daughter was beat to death, put in the trunk of a car, driven to Mississippi, doused with gasoline, and then set on fire.
I am thankful to God that we did get closure in getting her body, what was left of it.
With the confirmation that the remains are Kizzy's, prosecutors charge Greg with first-degree murder.
As far as motive for this crime, we didn't get to talk to him long enough to get that out of him from his own mouth. But, you know, if you look at his past history, the violence in those relationships, he put a knife to her throat and he told her, "I'm gonna kill you." I think it was his intention. Once he believed that she wasn't coming back, he decided then, you know, when I have the opportunity, I'm going to kill her.
The detectives believe that opportunity came when Kizzy dropped by the apartment on October 15th.
What are you doing?
I wanted to return this.
She went back just to give him the laptop.
But I gave it to you.
Detectives figure that led to an argument.
He probably saw that as disrespectful.
Just take it, Greg. We're done.
Why don't you come in and get the rest of your stuff then? Why it's gotta be like this, huh?
Cause I'm done, Greg. I'm done.
I'm gonna tell you when you're done.
He got a dumbbell and hit her in the head.
He continued to beat her. And there was so much blood.
Then he put her in the trunk of her car. And he drove her body to Mississippi. And he set her body on fire on the side of the road. It's just hard to know that we have people on this earth that has no regards to human life.
After burning the body, he returned to Texas and attempted to cover his tracks.
He used Kizzy's cell phone to post a false trail on social media and then sent texts to family members about going to the casino in Oklahoma.
All of it was a lie.
Then he tried to destroy any evidence of a crime scene.
Mr. Walker went to great lengths to try to clean up that apartment, but you can't escape the physical evidence.
There was so much overwhelming evidence in this case that it never went to trial.
Instead, the prosecutors offer Greg a plea deal.
He decides to take it, and he's sentenced to 45 years behind bars.
That's a respectable sentence. There is justice in the fact that he's having to pay for his crime. While he's incarcerated, he can't do this to anyone else. But for Kizzy, is it justice for her? I don't know.
Kizzy's friends and family don't think so.
I wish there was not even a plea offered to him. You committed murder. And that made me feel like we'll never have justice, because to have justice would be to have her alive again. 45 years for taking somebody's life and then you burning their body. I just didn't understand.
I don't wish death on anyone. I don't even believe in the death penalty. But it definitely wasn't enough.
Because Kizzy's gone. He should be gone. You know, that's my view about it. I mean, he can still get up and eat and look at TV or call people. Kizzy can't do that.
Although even if Greg had ended up on death row, there's no righting the wrong that he'd done.
Didn't matter. It wouldn't bring her back.
Her presence, I miss it.
Everything's looking good. Heading out.
Sometimes I forgive him and then sometimes I take it back because Kizzy would be here.
Vibrant teenager, popular amongst his peers.
He was a lovable young man, very sweet, kindred heart.
And he found a deep connection with a beautiful classmate.
They were just like two peas in a pod.
The future was looking bright for both of them.
But that promising future is cut short in a hail of bullets.
He was shot multiple times all over his body. The chest, his hands, his back.
The hunt for suspects will lead police on a high-speed chase.
They jumped out of the vehicle and take off on foot.
And a conniving plot to kill will be revealed.
You really don't want to get on his bad side. Like, something wrong with you.
He found out she had gotten pregnant.
You get a message from a pretty girl saying, hey, let's meet up, just the two of us. No teenage boy is going to turn that down.
He was just at the wrong place at the wrong time.
I seen police running through the field like it got scared.
As the investigation unfolds, loyalties will be tested.
He said that she snitched.
Oh, dumb. He had to run, no.
And bonds will be broken.
I can distinctly remember hearing one woman screaming, burn in hell, burn in hell.
This was an act of rape.
Nashville, Tennessee. It's a chilly night in this historic community, about 50 miles northwest of Nashville.
Clarksville is a mid-sized city, which only has about 160,000 people. And it's on the eve of the holidays. So it's bright, it's cheery.
You got Christmas decoration in the yard, lights hanging from the houses.
But at 8:42 p.m., the peaceful night is interrupted by the sound of gunshots on the city's east side.
A bunch of phone calls started to flood the police station.
This is 911.
I think I heard a shooting. I heard a gun going off. Pop, 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 pop.
I heard about 10 loud bangs that sounded like gunshots, not fireworks.
Someone is in the middle of the street been shot. It's a male. Black male in the dream. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Police and emergency responders mobilize.
They're dispatched to the scene. Neighbors are frantic. Everyone runs out to the street to see what just happened.
A man was face up in the middle of the street. His body was riddled with bullet holes.
I heard shots. Then I'm like, where's my cousin? And then we came out to find him, and it was him.
First responders learned the victim is 17-year-old Armani Majors.
Armani Majors was a Nashville native who was currently living with his aunt's family in Clarksville.
Everybody loved him. He's always happy-go-lucky.
Armani was a young man becoming an adult. He was doing well in school, and he was doing well with his family.
So how's work been going?
Really good. I'm actually taking on some extra hours this week also.
I'm so proud of you.
He had a job at a fast food restaurant, and he was proud that he was earning money. He also knew how to prioritize things that really mattered to him, like God and family.
He and his family were very active in their church.
At his high school, Armani's outgoing personality made him popular amongst his peers.
He was very handsome, very charming.
He was a lovable young man. He was very popular, but most importantly, very sweet, kindred heart.
But Armani held a special place in his heart for one particular classmate, 18-year-old Miracle Bailey.
How you doing?
All right, how you doing? Come on.
Good. I miss you today.
I missed you too.
They met each other early on in their high school years.
Miracle was a lot like Armani, and they instantly hit it off. They were very chill, and they vibed together.
Now you want to come over after school today?
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that. Okay, cool.
They were just like two peas in a pod. She was a female version of who he was, and they stayed together throughout a long period of time.
They were your typical high school students, and they dated from freshman year all the way to senior year.
The future was looking bright for both of them.
They were doing good. They were just moving everything in the right direction.
But just 4 months into his senior year, Armani has been gunned down in front of his relative's home.
They realized that he was not only shot once in the head, but he was shot multiple times all over his body. The chest, his hands, his back.
They found 14 shots in Armani's body.
Armani's injuries are so severe, nothing can be done to help him.
Ultimately, he succumbed to his injuries, and they could not save his life.
Armani was already dead.
We're gonna need homicide here immediately.
When homicide detectives arrive on the scene, they too are struck by the viciousness of the crime.
Looking at Armani, the numerous gunshot wounds in his body, the thing that stuck out about it, besides the multitude of them, would have been how dispersed they were. The one that sticks out foremost in my mind is one through one of his fingers, which is consistent with putting up his hands in front of his face because of how rapidly the assault and murder took place.
Surrounding Armani's body, investigators find numerous .40 caliber shell casings.
The glisten of the street lights, you could very well pick up a lot of the shell casings that are out there.
But Armani doesn't appear to have been robbed.
All his belongings are still intact.
So it certainly spoke to a personal element. You're looking at somebody that knew this victim.
18-year-old Armani Majors may have been young, but he was already making a big impact on those around him.
His life was flowing. It was just flowing.
He was a high school senior who also worked at a local fast food restaurant. He had lots of friends and family that loved him.
But Armani's short life has come to a tragic end after he's gunned down in front of his Clarksville, Tennessee home.
Armani had been shot 14 times.
Investigators don't think this crime was a robbery gone wrong.
All his belongings are still intact.
When investigators pat down Armani's body, they found a small bag of marijuana as well as $50 of cash.
Could the marijuana be a clue to the killer's motive?
It wasn't a lot to go by, but they were trying to take any lead that they necessarily could, and they was thinking, could this be drug-related?
Investigators also locate a cell phone nearby.
They're not sure if it's Armani's phone or if it's a phone belonging to a potential suspect.
Then, investigators notice something unusual. Tire tracks cutting across a nearby lawn.
It looks like the gunmen might have turned their vehicle around in the neighbor's lawn when they fled away from the scene. Unfortunately, there are only slight impressions in the grass, so the officers are not able to track them to a specific type of wheel from a vehicle.
In their search for answers, detectives turn to Armani's devastated family members.
There were a number of family members that showed up. It was a full house of love and support there.
I just can't believe this is happening.
They were completely distraught, but they were able to get themselves together enough to be able to tell detectives what they knew.
They were just with Armani moments before the shooting took place.
According to Armani's family, the shooting occurred after a trip to the grocery store.
They were putting groceries away when Armani got a video call on his cell phone.
Come on now. Let's get this stuff put up.
What's up? Hey.
So, did you come in outside?
Unfortunately, they didn't know who called Armani. They just noticed it was a female.
He had told his aunt that he was walking down the street and that he'd be right back.
Hold on. Hey, I'll be right back, okay?
Okay, honey. Come on, let's get this stuff put up.
That was the last time they saw him alive.
Right after Armani walks outside, they hear shooting. By the time they ran outside to check on Armani, the shooter was already gone.
It all happened so fast.
The family confirms the cell phone found at the scene belonged to Armani.
Investigators are eager to send the phone out for forensics.
Maybe they could identify who was he talking to when he got the phone call to come outside.
After speaking with the family, investigators canvassed the neighborhood for witnesses.
They spoke to a neighbor named Jackson Shepard, who lived right across the street from where Armani was shot.
Okay, Jackson, tell us what happened.
Jackson tells detectives around 8 p.m. he heard gunshots and went outside to see if anyone was hurt.
As he stepped outside, he saw a black Jeep Cherokee speeding away.
Then he saw Armani.
He saw Armani lying in the street, and he rushed to him to render aid.
He didn't just stick his head out the door. He came out to attempt to save Armani's life.
After speaking with Jackson, police issue an all-points bulletin to law enforcement throughout the county.
I want to put out an APB for a black Jeep Cherokee. I want all patrol officers keeping an eye out for that vehicle.
And within minutes of sending out the alert, they catch a lucky break.
They were able to locate the vehicle and immediately started a high-speed chase.
Detectives are investigating the deadly shooting of 17-year-old Armani Majors, who was gunned down in a hail of bullets outside his aunt's home in Clarksville.
A neighbor witnessed the shooter speeding away from the crime scene.
I want all patrol officers keeping an eye out for that vehicle.
Just moments later, Montgomery County Sheriff's Police spot the black Jeep Cherokee.
Deputies viewed that vehicle traveling at a high rate of speed not far from the crime scene. Those deputies moved forward to pursue that vehicle.
They attempt to initiate a traffic stop. However, the vehicle doesn't stop when the sirens come on. Instead, they started to pick up speed.
The officers pursued the vehicle in a high-speed chase, bobbing and weaving through the heart of downtown Clarksville.
Then in a residential area at Ernest Shelton Drive in Lincoln, the vehicle comes to an abrupt stop.
Two suspects jumped out of the vehicle and take off on foot.
The passenger of the vehicle takes off in one direction while the driver runs off in a completely different direction.
Officers are forced to make a split-second decision on whom to pursue.
This is common with most vehicle pursuits. When multiple people flee from the vehicle, officers are going to try and go after the driver of that vehicle on foot.
Unfortunately, the passenger was able to evade capture.
But the driver isn't so lucky.
Stop! Eventually, they were able to corner him.
Hold it right there, boy. Keep your hands up. Keep them up, keep them up, keep them up, man. Hold it.
They were able to handcuff him and take him into custody. They quickly identified him as 18-year-old Nashville resident Robert Holland.
And as they retrace his steps, police find more evidence that suggests Robert is Armani's killer.
They discovered a Glock handgun directly in his path of flight.
It's a .40 caliber, which matches the shell casings located at the crime scene.
When investigators process the car Robert has been driving, they make another alarming discovery.
The vehicle ended up actually being stolen.
3 days earlier, a man had reported the vehicle missing, alleging that a woman he met at a local hotel robbed him.
She also made off with his cell phone and wallet, but he never got her real name. She only went by the nickname of Barbie.
Could Barbie be the second assailant, the one who evaded capture? Investigators search the inside of the vehicle for more clues.
As soon as they open the door of the car, they're hit with the smell of marijuana. Then the police noticed a substantial quantity of what appeared to be crack cocaine hidden under one of the seats.
They also found 13 rounds of .40 caliber ammunition and a 9mm magazine.
But that's not all.
The thing that stuck out on that black Jeep was an orange fingernail in the front passenger floorboard of the vehicle.
So now detectives start to wonder, could this belong to the female who stole the vehicle?
Was she also the woman that called Armani just a few moments before he was shot?
So, did you come outside?
Armed with this new evidence, detectives have a lot of questions for the driver of the stolen Jeep, Robert Holland.
I was able to return to our Special Operations Homicide Unit where I knew that Robert Holland was already seated in an interview room and waiting to be interviewed. Very first thing that stuck out to me about Robert Holland was the very bright red pants that he was wearing.
cool talking stuff? So we talk about why you're here? Yeah, I want to know why I'm here. I'm cool with talking to you about what I mean.
Right off the bat, Robert denies everything, the shooting and the car chase. Robert insists that he was just in town visiting one of his cousins.
Mostly, when I come up here, I just be chilling, like getting away from my little brothers and sisters, you know, just chilling.
He even says he was not even in the getaway car. He was just at the wrong place at the wrong time.
I never even rode his car to me. I don't know nothing about no shooting.
Robert Holland's initial story was that he was just walking to the local convenience store to purchase Black & Mild, and the police started chasing him.
Yeah, I seen police running through the field. That's why I just got scared, really, and went crazy.
Robert also has an explanation for the black ski mask he was wearing when he was arrested.
Well, you put a ski mask on all the time? It's really for my asthma, though. It's even because I don't be breathing cold weather.
The detectives don't buy his story for 1 second.
You have to push through the lie, and a provable lie is something that's paramount in any interrogation. So it was easy to prove that you were driving a vehicle because 2 law enforcement officers saw you jump out of a vehicle with bright red pants on, ran after you for less than a minute.
You're wearing bright red pants, man. I know. Like, that's the worst pants to wear when you're going to try and run from the police.
Investigators are certain that Robert is guilty. But who is his accomplice?
The other individual who fled from the scene is still nowhere to be found.
And detectives are no closer to getting that information from Robert. After a high-speed chase through the streets of Clarksville, Tennessee, police have a suspect in the murder of 17-year-old Armani Majors, a fellow teenager named Robert Holland. But Robert is refusing to play ball.
You were driving a car that was stolen and fled from the scene of the murder. You did that. Listen, no, you did.
Robert wasn't the only suspect inside the getaway car that night, but he refuses to give investigators any information on his accomplice.
Once it's clear that the officers are not going to get anything else out of Robert, they end the interview.
But they keep Robert in custody as they continue to work the case.
Several questions still remain here. Who was the other individual inside the car, and why did they want Armani dead?
Fortunately, the forensics team is able to crack the code to Armani's cell phone.
I could see an Instagram profile that he had been chatting with, and I took note of the name Barbie Doll Mirror.
Could this be the same Barbie that stole the getaway car?
They were using vanishing mode on the app, which means their messages disappear automatically after they were read.
Still, Detective Hughes could see that Barbie Doll Mirror was the last person Armani was in contact with.
Barbie Doll Mirror video call Armani minutes before he was killed.
And immediately after the shooting, she changed her profile name.
Barbie Doll Mirror changed her username to Mir2Shiesty and blocked Armani's account. To the detectives, this type of behavior was highly suspicious.
So in trying to figure out who this young woman was, investigators took note of the fact that both usernames included the letters M-I-R.
A lot of folks in their usernames have some vestige of their actual name in it, if they don't use their full name already. Miracle was a name that another investigator thought off the top of their head that would start with Mir. And it was a simple narrowing down of a likely age range.
When searching their criminal database, one name stands out from the rest. 18-year-old Miracle Bailey.
Miracle actually had a gun charge from a few weeks prior.
Police waste no time reaching out to their new suspect.
I'd sent detectives out to her home, and she consented to come down to the police station for an interview.
Miss Miracle? Need you water or anything?
As Detective Hughes sits down with Miracle, there's something about her appearance that immediately jumps out to him.
During my time interviewing Miracle Bailey, I had made note of her orange fingernails, of which she was missing 3 or 4.
They're the same type of acrylic orange fingernails as the one police found in Robert Holland's stolen getaway car.
The fact that it was in the floorboard of the front passenger seat gave more credence to the fact that she was in that vehicle.
You're aware of where investigating the shooting, I guess. Is that right?
Yes.
In the interview room, Miracle tells detectives that she's already aware of the shooting that took place.
She says her sister is the one that told her the tragic news.
My sister texted me and was like, K7 got shot. She was like, yeah, he died. And I'm like, what?
So, you said K7?
Mm-hmm.
K7 was a nickname that Armani sometimes went by.
Miracle tells Detective Hughes she and Armani were once high school sweethearts.
How long did y'all date?
It was on and off for 4 years.
But according to Miracle, they finally called it quits for good a few months ago.
We just broke up because he was cheating on me or whatever. Like, he had a lot of girlfriends.
Regardless, Miracle says the two of them remained friends.
We just started being cool. We was really still cool. We wasn't petty.
She suggests that one of Armani's other ex-girlfriends may be to blame for his death.
Miracle shares that what's going around on social media is that Armani was killed by his ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend.
Her boyfriend posted me down on Instagram.
You know her name?
No, I don't know her at all. She posted on right after. She posted a video of her and some dudes in the back of the seat. And he had the gun. He was like flashing the gun in the video.
And you saw the video?
Yeah, I seen it.
However, Miracle isn't able to provide any proof that this video exists.
Detectives begin to pick apart her story.
They asked Miracle why did she change her Instagram username right after the shooting.
She maintained that it was not an irregular thing for her to do to change her Instagram profile name.
I'm always with my username.
But Miracle denies ever blocking Armani.
She says a lot of people have the password to her account and could have done it.
Detectives then share with Miracle that they are fully aware that she was the one who was video chatting with Armani around the time he was killed.
Hey.
Hey. You coming outside?
Miracle is like, so what?
I told him good night when he hung up. I didn't hear no gunshots, no nothing.
But detectives still aren't buying Miracle's version of events.
Detectives begin to dial up the pressure on Miracle, and she starts to change her story.
That led to some truth coming out in that interview.
Still wouldn't even know half of it. No.
Like what?
She admits that she knows at least one person who would want to hurt Armani.
K7 had got me pregnant at all. And he had his K7 good.
Hours after 17-year-old Armani Majors was gunned down in Clarksville, Tennessee, detectives are speaking with his ex-girlfriend, Miracle Bailey.
Miracle denies having anything to do with Armani's murder.
But she admits she does know someone who had a grudge against him.
There's only one person I know, like, but I don't think yeah.
Who?
He was my, I was saying he my boyfriend, but he's not my boyfriend. And he hated, because K7 had got me pregnant at all. And he hated K7 because he hated because
Miracle's new man is no stranger to police.
What's his name?
They call him Little Rob.
Little Rob, as in Robert Holland.
She confirmed that Robert Holland went by that name and that he was her boyfriend. And that obviously was what connected these two individuals together.
According to Miracle, when Robert found out she had gotten pregnant by Armani, he was furious.
Did you have a baby?
I had a miscarriage. And
So Lil Rob hated him for that?
Rob hated him serious.
And when Robert learned Miracle was still maintaining a friendship with Armani, even after her miscarriage, it only fueled his anger.
The thing about Lil Rob, you know, it's like you really don't want to get on his bad side. Like, something wrong with him.
But investigators think Miracle is more involved in what happened to Armani than she's letting on.
I'm not talking to somebody that now's the time for the complete truth.
Finally, Miracle caves to the pressure.
Okay, this is how he did come to me, but it was right now. We went to me.
While she and Robert were out, Miracle says she got a text from Armani.
Is that him? You texting in my face.
Robert was furious and thought that Armani was trying to make moves on his girl.
When I was seeing, he got mad at me, started arguing. He was like, you with the all that, you know, don't, we had to go arguing, guys.
You know I don't even like this dude, bro.
Just take me home, okay? Take me home.
All right, say that. We out.
I told him tell me y'all. He did.
According to Miracle, after she got home, Robert called her.
What do you want?
He told me to call K7
And tell him what?
and tell him that I'm gonna be on the way. And I was like, what? I was asking him, what you number on the way? He was like, man, do what I say.
Miracle had claimed being on the phone with Robert Holland that Robert Holland's intent was to go sell him some gas, as she referred to it, which is known to be bad or fake marijuana.
I was like, what y'all on? He was like, it's cool, you squashed it. You want some gas? I'm in the service.
Miracle says that she thought Robert was just going to go there to finesse Armani out of his money by selling him fake drugs. She says she never thought that he was actually going to kill him.
He knew he wasn't going to be on, man. They hate each other.
No, but listen, never seen it happen before. I mean, you probably think I'm lying, yeah, I lied in the past, but I'm honestly giving y'all the whole truth right now.
Miracle admits that she did lure Armani outside, but she claims Rob made her do it.
He told me to tell him to come outside. He told me to
Where were you at?
I was at home.
After sending some messages back and forth with Armani over Instagram, Miracle made the video call to him.
Hey.
So, is you coming outside?
Hold on. Hey, I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
Hey, I'm coming on now.
All right, I see.
But after hanging up with Armani, Miracle says she got a bad feeling.
She couldn't get a hold of Robert for the next several minutes.
I just felt something was right. Then he wasn't not calling back. I didn't know that he was setting him up there. I promise you I didn't know.
However, Miracle admits she stole the car that Robert drove on the night of the murder.
Tell me the circumstances behind you taking that gas car.
Okay, so we was at a hotel and we were drinking and stuff.
How'd you meet him?
On Facebook.
At a particular point, she felt uncomfortable.
You wanted to do what?
He wanted to
Have sex?
yeah. And I was like, I didn't smoke a shit with you,
So Miracle devised a plan.
So as he in the shower, I'm like, okay, what I gotta do, I just have to get the keys.
So while he was in the shower, you got to get up and...
Her response to that situation was to take the vehicle and leave from the hotel.
After wrapping up their interview, detectives begin digging deeper into Miracle's story.
Through forensic examination of her cell phone and her social media accounts, we were able to recover messages that were sent between the victim and Miracle Bailey.
Once Instagram came back and was able to produce the vanish mode messages, it shows in order how she had basically set the plan to have him ambushed.
She is actively trying to lure Armani out of his home where he is safe and direct him to the spot where he is subsequently shot and killed.
In the DMs, Miracle is insistent that Armani be alone.
In the messages, it is very clear that Miracle wants Armani to come outside alone, and she says this several times.
GPS data also confirms Miracle's culpability, putting her at the scene of the crime.
We were able to mirror GPS coordinates recovered from Miracle Bailey's phone with the vehicle pursuit itself.
GPS data shows Miracle in the getaway car as Robert sped away from the scene of the shooting.
Her phone being the GPS tracker allowed us to literally see the foot pursuit where Robert Holland was taken into place.
Hold it right there, boy. Put your hands up.
On December 13th, 2021, investigators charged the couple with Armani's murder.
Robert Holland and Miracle Bailey are both charged with first-degree murder.
And as the trial draws near, prosecutors get a helping hand from the last person they expect, Robert Holland himself.
When he made a phone call from jail, Rod basically confessed the murder.
Tennessee. Teenagers Robert Holland and Miracle Bailey are facing charges in the murder of Miracle's ex-boyfriend, Armani Majors.
What set this case apart for me was that the victim was 17 years old and that the suspects were 18. You can tell that this was an act of rage.
During a recorded jailhouse phone call with his mother, Robert is angry and upset after learning that Miracle implicated him in her police interview.
What you think you did, Robert?
He had to run, no.
To prosecutors, this statement is a confession because he didn't say that Miracle lied on him. Instead, he said that she snitched.
On January 22nd, 2024, Miracle and Robert go on trial together.
When they kicked off the opening arguments, the district attorney, he said this was an ambush, point blank.
The state starts by methodically laying out all the forensic cell phone evidence, including the Instagram video chat.
Through DMs and video calls, Miracle used lies and manipulation to lure Armani outside to see her.
The last message that we have is from Barbie doll Mir saying, "Walk up."
According to the state, the evidence clearly shows Miracle lured Armani into a trap.
She was actively trying to get Armani alone so there would be no witnesses and no one to help him.
The persistence of Miracle Bailey in those messages made it very clear that without her, Armani wouldn't have left that house.
Hey.
You coming outside?
Hold on. Hey, I'll be right back, okay?
Okay, honey.
Hey, I'm finna come out now.
Okay.
He genuinely thought he was going outside to talk to his ex-girlfriend.
Armani was just a 17-year-old kid. You get a message from a pretty girl saying, "Hey, let's meet up, just the two of us." No teenage boy's gonna turn that down.
According to prosecutors, ballistics evidence proved it was Robert Holland who ambushed Armani, shooting him 14 times.
I don't think he even saw Robert until it was too late.
Robert Holland's gunshot residue test come back positive, proving that he was near a firing gun the night of the homicide.
Also, the shell casings came back to the firearm that was recovered from Robert Holland's path of flight.
Robert Holland, he was the one that pulled the trigger. There was just no disputing it.
But why did the couple kill Armani in the first place? Their motive is still unclear.
Police didn't feel like they got the full truth from either suspect.
Just like there's no perfect person, there is no perfect case.
But going off of Miracle's statement, it's possible the motive was pure jealousy. Robert was furious when he found out that Miracle was still in contact with Armani, and together they devised a plan to lure him to his death.
Regardless of how somebody came to be murdered, especially somebody as young as Armani, there's no reason for it at any time. There's no reason to lure an individual out of the safety of their home and in their life just because he talked to somebody at the wrong time.
We'll never know why Miracle went along with it. Only she knows that. But there's no question in the minds of prosecutors that she was just as involved in this murder plot as Robert.
After a 5-day trial, the case goes to the jury.
The jurors only took 3 hours to deliberate, and it was clear who they believed.
They found the defendants guilty of all charges, including first-degree murder, evading an arrest, and joyriding.
They both end up being sentenced to life.
Robert Holland just kind of stared blankly, just really staring at the table, not really moving. Miracle Bailey broke down crying. And likewise, the family of the defendants, they were definitely inconsolable.
High emotions spill out into the hallway outside the courtroom.
There is shouting and screaming. There is pushing. There is court officers diving into the mix, trying to pull people away. And I can distinctly remember hearing one woman screaming, "Burn in hell, burn in hell." And another woman screamed, "Your son and daughter put my brother in the ground."
2 life sentences does not bring back a beautiful smile and a funny young man with his whole future ahead of him. But it certainly is the least that we can do in
better position in life.
She'd been meeting with a recruiter.
But then she disappeared.
She would not have fallen off the map.
Even if she doesn't want to talk, she'll text.
Something was not right.
Was she having second thoughts about her future?
Bye. Maybe she just walked away.
She was still trying to find herself.
That can result in like a lot of emotional turmoil.
Was her recruiter actually grooming her?
People were concerned about how close they were.
Maybe he set her up, helped somebody take her.
Stuff like that happens.
Or was it far, far worse?
I was supposed to clean this apartment.
Just couldn't believe that this was really happening.
I'm jealous. I'm not sleeping with nobody. It's just horrible to think about it.
All I could do was cry.
1st, 2021. It's Saturday in Cleveland, Ohio, an old industrial city that's reinvented itself as an attractive place to live.
Cleveland has that small town feel, despite it being an area where millions of people live.
Cleveland has one of the most vibrant lakefronts on the Great Lakes.
It's actually quite large and expansive, but there's something about Cleveland where you just feel like it's a small town.
The cost of living in the area is still reasonable, and it's a great place to raise a family.
Family is what brings Akua Avignon to Benny Washington's doorstep that afternoon. She's looking for her daughter, 18-year-old Adriana Barnes.
Benny is Adriana's boyfriend, and she stays with him sometimes.
And it has been more than 24 hours since Akua last heard from her daughter, which is unusual.
She talked to her every day.
Even if she doesn't want to talk, she'll text. So I still send mine, but I don't get one back. It didn't sit right because she's not gonna not answer the text message back.
She had also tried to call Benny, but she couldn't reach him either.
He didn't have a phone that worked properly. It only worked on Wi-Fi. And so if you reached out, he might reach back if he's inside the house. But I got no reply.
Even more troubling for Adriana's mother is that today is her birthday.
She wouldn't have missed her mother's birthday.
Ever since she was little, it was her goal to make sure she was the first person to tell me happy birthday.
That's what really had her feeling that something was not right.
Concerned about her daughter, Akua had gone to Benny's apartment.
I went up and knocked on the door.
Hey, Miss Barnes, what can I do for you?
Is Adriana here?
The question appeared to take Benny by surprise.
I thought she was with you.
He was like, she left yesterday. She said it was your birthday, so she was coming home.
One of 5 siblings, family was always important to Adriana Barnes.
They were very, very close to whatever room she was in, they all were in together. That was the running joke. I didn't need more than 2 bedrooms because they would find their way together no matter what.
And as the oldest, she always had her mother's back.
If I told my little children, like, hey, you gotta clean your room, you gotta make your bed, if I walked away to go do something else, she made sure, like, hey, did you hear what Mom said?
That strong sense of discipline guided Adriana's plans for her future.
Even when she was in the 10th grade, she knew that she wanted to be in some part of the military.
Adriana was a young woman who had real goals and real dreams.
In fact, those dreams were practically in her DNA.
Part of my plans to go to the Marines, but then I had Adriana, so it wasn't something that I did. And then she did her own research and was like, yeah, this is something I might like. So I understood her decision to want to actually go into the military.
Okay, are you sure this is what you want to do?
I'm sure.
Hey, well, I'm proud of you then. Go for it, baby. I'm so happy for you.
She's a young woman thinking about her future.
It was very important for Adriana. Like, she put forth a very good effort. She had signed up for information.
As she neared graduation, she started talking with the local recruiting office.
But would a chance meeting at her part-time job threaten her carefully laid plans?
She met Benny through one of his cousins that she worked with.
I'm so glad your cousin introduced us.
He had his own place, and she still lived at home.
You saw her spending a lot more time over there. She would spend nights there.
This is a young girl that was excited about the relationship.
But even as the relationship turned serious, not everyone approved.
She was only 18 and he was 38.
Everybody had their opinions and we let her know. We had this conversation plenty of times where I told her it's not a good match.
But Adriana didn't care.
It's like, I'm 18 now, Ma. I can make my own life choices now.
Besides, the family figured the relationship wouldn't last.
She made the decision to go to the military.
Adriana was meeting regularly with Army recruiters.
In fact, Adriana had scheduled an appointment with the recruiter the day before her mom's birthday.
She was like, Ma, I'm just gonna go and go over there and meet with the recruiters and do what I gotta do, and then I'll be back.
But now, 24 hours after that meeting was supposed to have taken place, Adriana has disappeared.
Do you know if she made it to the recruiter's office?
She said she was headed over there before coming home.
He said she left yesterday with one of her friends.
You sure it wasn't the recruiter? In order to make things as easy as possible on recruits, they will arrange for transportation to and from the interview.
Benny said that might be the case, but he wasn't sure.
I'd never seen a guy before.
Ever since she was little, Adriana had dreamed of joining the military.
She was definitely a young woman who wanted to give herself a better position in life and was looking at the military to put herself in a better situation.
Not everybody wants to get out of school just to go back to school.
She'd been meeting with the local recruiting office about enlisting.
But now, after her most recent recruiting appointment, Adriana has disappeared.
Bye. Her boyfriend, Benny, said he last saw her when she left for the meeting.
Do you even know if the recruiter picked her up?
I'm not sure.
He didn't know. It was a million things that ran through my mind. Maybe she had gotten in an Uber and something happened.
All her mother knew for sure was that she hadn't heard from Adriana in over 24 hours.
She'd even missed her mother's birthday.
Akua had said that nowhere in the world she would miss my birthday.
Everybody was going to be together.
Okay.
They were looking forward to the dinner, and she was going to be there for her birthday.
Instead, Adriana's mom spends the next several hours desperately trying to find her daughter. But it's no use.
I think it was probably about 8:30, after there was no text back, no phone call, there was nothing. And I went to the police and made a report. And they had told me that they wouldn't take it because she was 18 and she's technically not in school anymore. And it hadn't been 48 hours. They weren't supposed to.
Why don't you give her some time? I'm sure she'll turn up.
He kept saying he doesn't feel she's in danger and she's 18, so.
You don't think she had second thoughts about joining the military, do you?
Well, I mean, there were some things she needed to do.
They had told her that she needed to drop about 50 pounds before boot camp started.
And if she changed her mind, she might be avoiding her family.
Adriana's mother swears that isn't the case.
I insisted, this is not like her, something is wrong. If you know her, you know social media is something that she's not gonna go without. She had no social media activity, and even if she was mad at me, this is not my daughter. She's not gonna walk away.
Eventually, her mother's persistence convinces the police.
He was like, I understand because I'm a parent too. And he was like, you know what, we're gonna take the report.
The detective also offered some advice on how to find Adriana.
He gave me some tips on how to get the last location of the phone because we were on a family plan.
But when Adriana's mom tries to locate her daughter's phone, she fails.
Her location's off.
It wouldn't go through because the phone had been turned off and the location had been unshared from everybody. So I couldn't get it.
Does this mean something happened to Adriana? Or did she deliberately turn it off because she didn't want to be found?
Adriana's mom is sure that isn't the case.
She really knew something wasn't right.
Keep trying, and if we learn anything, we'll reach out to you.
Determined to find Adriana, the following morning, Akua reaches out to the recruiter who had been working with her daughter.
I called and asked him if he knew Adriana.
Hello? Hi, this is Akua, Adriana Barnes' mom. Yes, you were supposed to meet with her yesterday.
The recruiter's response takes her completely by surprise.
I don't know her, and don't call his phone again.
And he told me he didn't know her and don't call his phone again, and hung up on me. It makes no sense that if I'm telling you, hey, I'm trying to get in touch with my daughter, you're one of the last people I see that she talked to. Have you seen her? Why would you curse me and then hang up on me?
Outraged, Adriana's mother calls the main office number and speaks to the recruiter's supervisor.
The excuse that I got for him being that rude to me was that he's a young guy, he just started.
Okay, I just want to know if my daughter made her appointment.
The supervisor said that according to their record, she did.
The interview occurred there. There was certain documentation that she needed to bring with her. So we know that she did have her ID and her social security card with her that day.
They had been copied and placed in her file.
But after that, she disappeared.
There was a lot of things running through my mind. Did the recruiter get her? Did he take her somewhere?
Audriana's mother passes what she learned on to the detectives and then seeks additional help in finding her daughter.
We have some great community activists here in Cleveland who will help families that are in these types of positions.
They'll contact me. I'll meet with them. I'll request a picture, age, description of what she had on when she went missing. And we brought the team down there and we started warning community searching.
They sent out a mass text stating that we had a missing young lady.
We are so adamant about trying to find missing females, especially Black females, because there's so many Black females missing.
But the longer Audriana is missing, the less likely she is to be found.
We got a sex trafficking ring and a human trafficking ring in our city.
You got people grabbing up young ladies and then they disappear.
After Cleveland police open a missing persons investigation into the disappearance of 18-year-old Audriana Barnes, her mother launches her own search with the help of local activists.
There were concerns that Audriana could be a victim of sex trafficking.
Right now, a lot of young people are coming up missing. And we have different groups that are doing human trafficking right here in this city.
You got a whole bunch of this going on. Snatching up these young kids, snatching up young adults, young people, and putting them on drugs and things like that.
So that's where my mind kind of went, and we were kind of looking to see if there had been any recent busts with sex trafficking in Cleveland.
Audriana's mother and the activists also do their best to raise awareness.
Different organizations got involved with the Barnes family and were able to help them in creating awareness and bringing attention to what had happened.
We put up flyers all through the neighborhood.
We had search parties with numerous people.
Audriana's boyfriend, Benny Washington, joins the search effort at every opportunity.
If you see her, would you please call that number there?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
He called me every day or text me every day. Ma, just checking in, how you doing, making sure you're okay. We not gonna give up, we gonna find her.
Benny and Audriana's mother also search his apartment, looking for any clues to where she might have gone.
I was looking for anything that belonged to her that was there, and I didn't see anything.
While they continue to search for clues, detectives follow up on Audriana's mother's concerns about the recruiter.
I don't really care for the recruiter because while she was missing, it was actually the recruiter that I had talked to that hung up on me.
I felt like it was suspicious, so I just instantly suspected him. I wanted to know his name. I wanted to talk to the recruiter myself, face to face, to see what he says.
He was someone that was not a part of their community, so it makes sense that they would feel suspicious about him.
Maybe he set her up and he helped somebody take her.
Maybe he got her out of town somewhere or whatever, because stuff like that happens.
Not that the detectives reveal any of that when they sit down with him.
We're investigating the disappearance of Audriana Barnes.
Okay, have a seat. I heard she gone missing, so if there's anything I can do to help.
Sure, we just need to ask you a few questions.
Just routine, really.
You always want to talk to the last person to see someone in any investigation and verify what they tell you.
So you gave Audriana a ride that day?
Yeah, we do that sort of thing all of the time.
The recruiter picked Adriana up from Benny Washington's apartment building, brought her out to Cleveland Heights where that interview was. And at the end of that meeting, she was then brought back to Benny Washington's apartment.
You drove her home?
Yeah, I dropped her off, but I didn't see her go in.
However, he does reveal that their meeting hadn't gone as well as Adriana had hoped.
She didn't bring all the documentation she needed with her.
She needed her high school diploma. That was an item that she didn't have with her.
Plus, there was the ongoing issue with the fitness requirements.
She wasn't gonna run. You know, it's just something you can't do in boot camp. You gotta run.
She's a good kid.
You sound like you care about her a lot.
What do you mean?
They were concerned about the nature of their relationship and how close they were to one another.
But the recruiter insists it wasn't like that at all.
It's part of the job. You get to know these kids.
She felt like he was a mentor. And when a young adult feels that connection to an adult that's doing what they see themselves doing in the future or what they dream to do, that can impact them in a way where they feel like they have a connection to somebody that they trust.
You got a person that you can confide in.
According to the recruiter, Adriana had done just that.
There's something you ought to know.
He said it's something Adriana had told him on the drive back to Benny's apartment.
She was telling me how she really needed to get out of town.
He claims that she'd expressed a strong desire to leave.
But it's her reason for leaving town that really raised a red flag for detectives.
She was explaining to me how she was sexually assaulted.
Have just learned the 18-year-old may have been sexually assaulted.
The Army recruiter who'd been working with Adriana said she told him about it while he was dropping her off after their last meeting.
According to the recruiter, the attacker was a friend of Adriana's boyfriend, Benny Washington.
Did she tell you his name?
She didn't, but she did tell me that she filed a police report.
Could the alleged assault have something to do with Adriana's disappearance?
The detectives don't know for sure, but they are satisfied that the recruiter had nothing to do with it.
His supervisor confirmed that he had only been gone the half hour or so that it took to drive Adriana back to Benny's apartment and return to the recruiting office.
The recruiter dropped her off, returned to the office, and all of those things are verified.
Thank you for your time. All right.
Back at the station, detectives are also able to confirm that Adriana had filed a report for the alleged sexual assault.
The report gives detectives the attacker's identity.
His name is Wendell Dixon.
This individual was over to Benny's house and she had went to sleep on the couch. And she woke up to this individual with their hands down her pants.
For him to violate her in that way could be extremely traumatizing.
The police report detailed how Adriana fought off the attack.
She woke up and they began to fight.
What are you doing? Get off of me.
She had hit him in the mouth with a candle and knocked his teeth out.
Benny had rushed into the room, drawn by the commotion.
Benny later told me, yeah, I was gonna shoot him, but she grabbed my arm and said, you can't do that. It's people outside. It's kids outside.
Instead, Adriana had called the police and made the report. But nothing ever came of it.
Wendell fled and the police had been unable to locate him.
But now the detectives are wondering, had Wendell simply gone into hiding? Or had he been biding his time?
maybe he did something to her in retaliation for her going and trying to press charges on him for what he did.
After uncovering the police report, the detectives launch a renewed effort to locate Wendell.
He shouldn't be on the street. He's a danger and he's a menace to society.
But they're still unable to locate Wendell.
Benny doesn't know where he is either.
And you don't know where Adriana is?
He said she got in the car with some recruiter.
Appreciate it.
But where she'd gone after the recruiter dropped her off outside the apartment remains a mystery.
She's a missing person. Do we know that there's even any wrongdoing at that point? That there's any foul play? It's hard to say.
Meanwhile, law enforcement moves on to other priorities.
They've only got so many resources.
Law enforcement is restricted by what they can and cannot do. That's the case in every investigation.
But Adriana's mother and her team of activists refuse to give up hope.
Me and Nakua would start talking every day and making plans to go out for the next day and who we was going to talk to and how we was going to do it.
Other activists would come to help. Some of extended family from my side would come and just put up the flyers, look, check the abandoned houses with us, a lot of things. Just looking for anything, any little thing.
We do the rough part. We go deep within the woods, around the water, and we look. But more so than anything, we pray and ask God for direction. And we allow the Spirit of God to lead us in a direction that we believe He wants us to go.
But weeks turn into months with no new leads.
It was 8 months that went by. That whole summer, winter.
It had to be really challenging for Akua to remain hopeful.
We hope against hope. When we out here looking, maybe she just ran away.
But Adriana hadn't run away. It's March 17th, 2022, almost 8 months after Adriana's disappearance, when the property manager lets herself into Benny's old apartment.
Benny and his new girlfriend, Marquetta Wallace, had been evicted on March 11th.
The way the eviction process works in the city of Cleveland is some bailiffs from the housing court go to the property. Once they gain access, they have a company that comes in and moves out anyone's personal items. Personal property, meaning clothing, belongings, furniture.
The people who do evictions don't evict trash, so they left it up there.
And exactly a week later, the building manager went in to clean out the apartment.
But it turns out that Benny left more than trash behind.
This is Cleveland Police. I was supposed to clean this apartment today because we got evicted a couple days ago, and there's something on the porch. It's a dead body.
A recently vacated apartment.
Is it a male or a female? I don't know. I can't tell.
The body was decomposed beyond recognition.
Little flesh was still on the bone. The decomposition, it was unbelievable.
Despite that, the apartment manager is sure she knows the identity of the deceased.
It's gotta be Adriana.
Adriana Barnes' boyfriend, Benny Washington, had lived in the apartment until recently.
They just evicted him.
And the last time anyone had seen Adriana was outside Benny's apartment.
She was dropped off at her boyfriend's apartment, Benny Washington, and her mother reported her missing the following day. because she hadn't heard from her.
Has the mystery finally been solved?
Don't touch anything else. That's all going to be evidence. And the police will come out and they're going to have people to handle it. Okay? And present the evidence. Okay? Okay.
When homicide detectives arrive at the scene, they assume that the body on the balcony is Adriana.
We were pretty confident, once Adriana's body was discovered, that the date of her death was on or about July 30th or 31st, because she absolutely would have been in contact with her mother if she was still alive.
It's just horrible to think about the length of time in which her body was on that balcony.
It was close to 8 months after her disappearance.
Confirming that the body is Adriana will require an autopsy. But first, the coroner's office faces the grim task of removing the body.
She was wrapped extensively. If you think of, a mummification and how those bodies are wrapped and wrapped and wrapped in layers, that is how her remains were. They were wrapped in numerous layers of clothing. There were blankets, plastic shopping bags, plastic garbage bags, and then there was like a yoga mat on top of her.
And it's clear that she had been on the balcony for quite some time.
There was a large stain on this balcony underneath where her body had been that was caused by decomposition fluid. That tells you this body was there for a very long period of time, that it decomposed at that location. It wasn't moved there in the days from the eviction to when she was discovered. That this activity all happened right there where it was found.
Word that Adriana may have finally been found spreads quickly.
I got a beep to my phone, and that's when I saw the police pulling the body.
One of the activists had called me and told me that it was all over Instagram that they had found a body at his apartment. And all I could do was cry because I didn't find her.
While Adriana's friends and family grieve, the hunt for her boyfriend, Benny Washington, begins.
The fact that she's found on the balcony of his apartment, he's absolutely suspect number one.
When detectives pulled Benny's rap sheet, they discovered he had an extensive criminal record.
He had been convicted of a prior felony offense of violence.
He's a prey on women and children, the habitual sex offender.
He was convicted and went to jail for child molestation. He's a pedophile.
He was chased out of the neighborhood that he grew up in because of the weird stuff he was doing.
He also had a pending arson charge.
He was somewhat of a psychopath.
But his file doesn't give them any indication to where Benny might be now.
After my daughter was discovered, they flooded the neighborhood with police looking for him.
The detectives also attempt to locate Benny's new girlfriend, Marquetta Wallace.
She didn't come into the picture with Benny until a little bit after Adriana went missing, but certainly had knowledge that she was on that balcony.
Ain't no way possible you could have been in that apartment with that body decomposed like that on that porch. No way possible. And then them days, it was 80 degrees, 90 degrees. Come on, man.
We were interested and prosecuted her because of that knowledge and her failure to come forward and disclose that information.
However, Marquetta does eventually come forward.
After police recover Adriana's body, Marquetta comes down to the station to speak with detectives.
She claims to have vital information.
She knows where they can find Benny.
And when the detectives rushed to the location she gave them, it appears she was telling the truth.
He was actually there. They saw him there.
But now that they've found him, the detectives still have to catch him.
When they went to approach him, he ran.
Investigating the murder of Adriana Barnes have tracked down the man they believe is responsible. Her boyfriend, Benny Washington.
But when they approached him, he ran.
He's kind of leading the police on a wild goose chase around the neighborhood.
They had to chase him through people's houses and everything.
But eventually the police managed to run Benny down and place him under arrest for murder.
When I found out about the arrest, I felt relieved because it was beating her mother up inside, not knowing what happened to her daughter.
Not that Benny is willing to give the detectives any details once they have him in custody.
Benny did not want to talk. He said he did not like the police and asked for an attorney.
Benny was certainly within his rights.
Although when the detectives sit back down with Benny's new girlfriend, Marquetta Wallace, she is more than willing to give them her side of the story.
Most of all, she wanted police to know that she had nothing to do with Adriana's death.
So, how'd you meet Benny?
I met Benny when he was handing out flyers about her.
My name is Benny.
Yeah.
I'm looking for my girl. What's your name?
Marquetta.
Marquetta. It's nice to meet you, Marquetta.
Nice to meet you.
If you see her, can you call that number there?
Even though she was quote unquote cooperative and was willing to sit down with the police, she didn't admit or really implicate Benny all that much.
You didn't know the body was on the balcony?
I had no idea that the body was on the balcony.
The detectives have their doubts.
Even though she would give us nuggets of information that might be helpful, a lot of what else she said didn't really seem to be truthful.
No, I didn't know.
And it's hard to believe that she had lived in Benny's apartment for several months and never noticed what was on the balcony.
Stand up. You're under arrest.
At the end of the interview, the detectives place Marquetta under arrest.
She was charged with gross abuse of a corpse. It's a felony of the 5th degree.
And when the autopsy confirms that the body on Benny's balcony is Adriana, the prosecutors charge him with aggravated murder.
Adriana's cause of death was a single gunshot wound to her head.
Will that be enough to secure a conviction when the case goes to trial in May of 2023?
The biggest hurdle, I think, in trying this case is when two people are alone, what happened leading up to this murder? Because I didn't have someone who can say he planned it out.
Instead, they argue that Benny was jealous about Adriana's meeting with the Army recruiter.
Babe, everything went so good today.
You laughing? You smiling? How good did it go?
It went really good. What do you mean?
You trying to replace me?
What?
When Adriana returned to Benny's apartment that day, they had an argument.
You trying to replace me?
Nobody replacing you. You sound insecure.
You've been sleeping around. I know you've been sleeping around.
You talking crazy. He just gave me a ride.
Gave you a ride, all right. How many times y'all been together?
We don't necessarily know exactly what led up to the shooting. We know that she shot.
You sound stupid.
I'll show you how stupid.
One thing can escalate to another, and then you got a homicide.
Once Adriana was dead, Benny dragged her body onto the balcony and left her there.
She went in that building and didn't come back out.
Will that be enough to secure a conviction? The prosecutors wrap up their case without putting Benny's new girlfriend Marquetta on the stand.
She was too much of a risk to utilize as a witness at trial against Benny.
Not that it matters in the end.
When the verdict was read in court, he was found guilty of murder with a number of firearm specifications as well, felonious assault, abuse of a corpse, having a weapon under disability, and he was also found to be a repeat violent offender.
The guilty verdict makes little impression on Benny.
He ain't showed no emotion, no nothing. It was like another day.
He was just sitting there with such a nonchalant demeanor, like he had no care in the world, no emotion, no character, no nothing. He just sitting there, numb.
He didn't even flinch when the judge handed down his sentence.
He was sentenced to life in prison with parole eligibility for the first time after serving 38 years. So he's going away for a very long time.
Although no amount of time is enough to satisfy Adriana's family and friends.
I don't feel justice was served. He actually should have had the death penalty. And that's how I feel about it. Because you still have a chance to go up for parole.
Just the fact to hear the word possibility of parole, it'll make you feel easy because Adriana doesn't have a possibility of living no more.
Being a believer, a Christian, I have to, have a forgiving heart. But sometimes it's hard. If it's my child, I would want him dead too.
Benny's girlfriend, Marquetta Wallace, escapes prison altogether.
She pleaded no contest to abusing a corpse.
She received a nominal sentence for that, unsupervised probation.
I was very angry because the judge was like, oh, I feel like Benny took advantage of her too. No, he did not. She knew. She willingly lived in that apartment knowing what he did to her and where she was.
And whether justice was served or not, Adriana's family is paying the price for what Benny did to her.
It broke my family. She's the missing piece. From birthdays to outings. It's never been the same without her. Everything that we do together just don't seem right because she's the missing piece.
Adriana was a bright, intelligent person who would not have fallen off the map.
She wasn't a bad girl. She wasn't out here drinking and running the streets and partying and just seeking men and laying up. No, that was not her.
She had heart of gold. And I'm just